My name's Zoe. I'm 17. I'm interested in movies, fashion, books, plants, cooking, yoga. It sounds kind of weird, but I'm interested in girls, how women, and how, with, humans in general, and kind of how humans work and how humans think. I don't know, I'm just interested in a lot of things, and anything can really take my fancy, as long as I can find my own kind of personal meaning in it, and the way that I find my own interpretation of it, I guess. Discovering feminism, for example, is kind of seeing how that can relate to yourself, but then also kind of working it to other people and seeing how that affects other people as well. So, yeah. I spend most of my time at school and studying. Coming to the end of it and being completely kind of on the edge of the cliff, it's kind of okay, now you have to jump off it and you're just in the world now. But schools, I don't know, I think people give school a really bad rap, and also people don't appreciate it at all. People need to appreciate their education and things like that, so I don't know. I like school though. Obviously there's some parts of it that are just you don't want to go there every day at 9 o'clock and stay there for 6 hours, but you have to do it. There's a lot of space, especially when you're, later in school, when you can really learn to express yourself through your work and things like that. But I think the problem is that when you're younger, in younger years, you just have no real opportunity to do so. And even when you do have an opportunity, doing school productions and things like that, you always have to it's always set out the way that you're supposed to do it, and there's not much flexibility. Schools need to make a better effort in kind of letting people express themselves internally. Older students can do really whatever they want to, but the younger ones, it's kind of they need discipline, but also to learn about themselves. Being a teenager in the modern day is just this constant craze of everything. I'm younger than everyone, I turn 18 next year, which is just oh, okay, that is just such a struggle. People constantly saying, oh, get a fake ID, get a fake ID, get a fake ID, blah, 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 and it's just yeah, great, it's not that I have anything against going out or anything like that, but it's just I really can't be fucked, I'm so lazy. In year 9, when everyone starts drinking, year 10, there's so much pressure to conform and be, have this to drink and do this at a party, and you have to hook up with someone, blah, blah, blah. But I think as you get older, it's just so much more relaxed. The only thing that I would really see as still being an issue is outfits. That sounds really weird, but there's just so much pressure to look exactly like you're supposed to look. I don't know, it depends on the party, but it's wearing the cook eye top and and I don't know, a cute tight skirt or whatever, and it's just it just crosses the line when people unwillingly want to wear that, and it's just you should just wear whatever you want, it's not a big deal. And there's so much pressure and emphasis put on parties, it's just a party, it'll be over in 6 hours or so, it's not really a big deal. Having access to so many different things these days in modern society, it's just completely different to how it's ever been before. It sounds kind of stupid, but there comes a point when you have social media where you just kind of let go, especially with things like Instagram or Tumblr or things like that. You can just completely let go and be what you want to be and what you want to post and just do whatever. Definitely, I think, with the influx of social media, it's made people more aware. I don't think you can argue that, but I think teenagers have always been socially and politically aware. I mean, historically, you know, so many movements and so many ideas have come from young people. So it's kind of like, I mean, I guess maybe we're more exposed to different issues, but at the same time, I don't think it's like we've just been magically turned on in this generation. Like, you know, it's always been people interested. And also there's heaps of teenagers that aren't interested at all. Like, and people don't really see that. Just like don't give a fuck, and they're just like, I don't care about politics, I don't care about anything, like, you know, whatever, I just do me. That's fine, you know, it's their choice. But I don't know, I think just the difference now is that we just have so much, we're just readily available information to look at, and we just have so much access to different issues. The media is kind of separating itself from the facts gradually. So it's interesting to see how it's mostly just constructed now. Like, there's something, you know, you'll read something and then it'll be completely different somewhere else. I mean, especially people that haven't had, you know, necessarily the right education, or, you know, they've grown up in an environment that completely, you know, trusts the media and things like that, and they have no understanding of how it can be biased or things like that. You know, I think it definitely has a really, really large influence. Doing classes like media and, you know, analysing different ways that the media can influence you and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you just have to, it's like a personal thing, like you just have to filter it out. And, you know, I guess it probably does subtly influence me, and I have no idea that it's doing so, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm kind of in charge of consuming what I want to see, and it's just like, I can really do whatever, I mean, I can take whatever I want out of it. There's so many cases of people saying that they've been influenced by something that they've seen on the media, and then they've gone out and killed 50 people. But it's just like thousands or millions of other people have seen that or have consumed that, and they're not going on a mass murder rampage. I think people go to blame the media because they don't really want to admit that there's problems maybe within the society or within like governmental policies or things like that. But I think there's like I mean, the media has really good, like, it's positive. It's a hard subject because it's just like, you don't know how the individual's going to react to it. Gender equality is like a massive thing that people still don't really understand, and, you know, people are going to be so, if they're watching this, they're just going to be so sick of hearing like feminism, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, it's a really important subject. And also it's kind of like, it extends further. It's not just like, oh yeah, let's stop slut shaming. Like, that's, I mean, yeah, it's important, but let's think about people that in, you know, countries that are having their genitals mutilated or things like that. You know, it's more kind of, I don't know, it's like a bigger issue than just these little issues that we're taking away, especially like in Australian society. Like, people aren't really thinking about the bigger issues. Body hair, oh my god. When I was younger, I was so insecure about like everything. I don't really have like that hairy arms, so I mean, like, I have like more hairy arms than like a normal person. So many girls, you know, like 13-year-olds, they go and get like bikini waxes, and it's just like, yeah, you can do that. I mean, it's fine if you choose to do it, but I don't know. I don't know, it's a problem when people don't choose to do it and when they personally don't want it. For me personally, it's not really much of an issue. Like, it's just like, I'll do it for myself, like, it's fine. But definitely, even people I know who are 18 still you know, still feel the need to shave all the time and be completely spotless, but not for themselves. And it's just like, and then they'll go around saying, oh yeah, I'm a feminist. Well, like I believe in equality, and it's just like, but you don't understand that you're being like directly influenced by what other people, like what the expectations of you are. I don't know, that just really annoys me, especially just when you see older people feeling that way. But also I can understand the vulnerability of it. Like, you know, if you've been conditioned to think that way for such a long time, of course, you know, you're going to be inclined to remove your body hair or things like that. But it just comes down to you and understanding what you want and how your body works. Oh, I'm not an adult yet. Oh, I don't know. Well, I've never really thought about that. Like, I've never really considered myself, I don't know. I guess it just depends on your interpretation of it, and also, I guess, your level of maturity. But then it's like, oh, is maturity connected to being an adult? Like, no, I don't think so. I mean, you can be a mature... I mean, I've met 12-year-olds that are really mature. And then there's some people that are, you know, middle-aged, and they're completely just out of it and not mature, like they haven't matured at all. So, I don't know. I think it's just really learning about yourself. It's not, like, being young is kind of like you really learn about who you are and what you want to be.